don't talk in my sleep. At least, I didn't used to. But every night, my roommate would tell me the same thing. You kept whispering weird stuff again. Names, numbers. Sometimes you laugh. It started as a joke, until I started waking up outside my room. And one night, I woke up with dirt under my fingernails. When I moved in with Zach, things were tight. Rent in the city was brutal, and Craigslist was a gamble. He seemed normal, quiet, tech job. The place was clean, and the rent was cheap. Too cheap. First week was fine. We shared groceries, passed each other in the hallway. Nothing weird. Until one morning, over coffee, he said, "You talk in your sleep." I laughed. "No way, I don't even snore." He shrugged. "You were whispering something. I couldn't make it out. Sounded like coordinates or something." We both laughed it off. But something in his voice was off. Over the next few nights, he kept bringing it up. "Dude, you said a name last night. Becca." Kept repeating it. I didn't know a Becca. "Last night you said numbers, like latitude and longitude." He pulled out his phone, joking. "Maybe it's treasure." We laughed again. But the next morning, I woke up to find my closet door open, my shoes muddy, and my socks missing. My hands dirty, like I'd been digging. But there was no dirt in the apartment. Zach offered to help me figure it out. "Want me to record you? Just audio. See what you're saying." I agreed. He set up his phone on the dresser before bed. The next morning, he handed me his phone with a grim look. "You should listen." At 2:43 a.m., my voice crackled through the speaker. It didn't sound like me. It was slow, flat, almost mechanical. "She's cold now, so cold, she's not breathing." Then silence. Then, "They won't find her. They never do. Bury it deep. Deeper." The file ended with a chilling whisper. "Dig again tonight." I didn't sleep that night, or the next, but the third night, exhaustion took over. I remember closing my eyes for just a second. I woke up on the kitchen floor. My feet were muddy again, and there were small cuts on my hands. Zach said he heard me leave. Said I was muttering something about returning. I checked my phone's GPS history. Nothing. But my call log showed an outgoing call at 3:02 a.m. to a number I didn't recognize. When I called it back, it rang once, then disconnected. That weekend, I had a breakdown. I told Zach I needed to get to the bottom of this. We decided to use the next recording to trace the coordinates I supposedly mumbled. The next night, the recording captured me whispering, 39.7512, negative 104.9834. Zach plugged it into Google Maps. It was a park. Washington Park, downtown Denver. I didn't remember ever going there, but I recognized the trees in a photo from Google Street View. I'd seen them, in a dream. We went there. Zach insisted on bringing a flashlight and gloves. We arrived just after sunset. I didn't know where I was going, but my legs did. I walked straight to a grove near the edge of the pond. Behind a tree, I stopped. "Here," I said. "This is it." Zach looked at me like I was crazy. Then we started digging. The dirt came up soft, like it had already been disturbed. We found something about 18 inches down. A box, wooden, wrapped in a deteriorating garbage bag. Inside, clothing, a scarf, a journal, the name stitched on the inside. Rebecca Lawrence. Rebecca Lawrence, a name I'd never heard before. But her journal, it had entries. Dozens. Some recent, one dated 2 weeks ago. I don't think he knows I've seen him watching me sleep, but I heard the whispers again. The digging. I don't know how much longer I can stay. There were no police reports under her name. No missing persons case. It was like she'd never existed. Or someone erased her. Zach was freaked out. I was beyond that. I felt hunted by something I couldn't name. That night, Zach set up a hidden camera. He said he wanted to catch me in the act. I didn't argue. I took melatonin and tried to sleep. The next morning, Zach didn't say anything. Just handed me the SD card. His hands were shaking. You need to see this. I popped it into my laptop. At 2:57 a.m., I sat up. Not groggy, not confused. Wide-eyed, mechanical. I walked to my closet, pulled out a shoebox. Inside the box were dozens of tiny Ziploc bags, each labeled, each containing a lock of hair, all women's names. One bag had Becca written in neat cursive. Another had Claire. Another, Jessie. All names I didn't recognize, but my face in the video, I was smiling. That night, I couldn't stay in the apartment. I booked a hotel, left my phone in a drawer. I didn't want to know what I was doing, but around 3 a.m., there was a knock at the door. Zach. His face was pale, sweaty. He held out a voice recorder. I don't know how to say this, just listen. The audio started. My voice again. Don't run this time, Zach. Then another voice, his voice. Please, I don't want to die like the others. Then, screaming. Muffled thuds. Silence. I looked at him, confused. I don't remember this, I whispered. Zach was shaking. That's because it hasn't happened yet. Then he pulled up the timestamp. Tomorrow's date, 3:04 a.m. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've tried staying awake for days, but it doesn't matter. Zach's gone now, just vanished. His room is empty, like he was never there. All that's left is a note under my pillow. Thanks for helping me remember who I really am. I checked my closet. The shoebox is gone, but now there's a different one. A fresh one, with a single bag inside, labeled Zach, 3:04 a.m. And now, every time I sleep, I whisper a new name. It was just a joke, man. Relax. That's what he told me, every time I found something weird. The fake spider in my cereal. The loud thumps at 3 a.m. The motion sensors randomly tripping in my room, until I found the hidden camera in the bathroom, and he still smiled and said, Dude, you're overthinking it. But that smile changed when I found the recordings. It was supposed to be temporary, just 6 months. Rent was brutal, and Jake, my new roommate, seemed cool. Clean place, cheap rent, even better location. He had one rule: always knock before entering my room, no exceptions. I figured he had a girlfriend, or some tech job that required privacy. No big deal. He was funny, smart, the kind of guy who always made people laugh. But the pranks started early. First, it was the harmless stuff. Plastic cockroach in the bathroom, fake eviction notice on the fridge, a speaker playing creepy, whispers hidden in my vent. Every time he'd laugh and say, "You're too easy to mess with." I laughed too, at first. Then it escalated. I woke up one morning to find my alarm clock moved and set to 3:33 a.m. All the silverware was missing. replaced with plastic knives. Once, my toothbrush was replaced with an identical one, but with the bristles cut down too. Nothing. Jake just shrugged and said, "I'm building a portfolio for a prank YouTube channel." But I never saw him post anything. 2 months in, things got weirder. I was showering when I noticed a small glint behind the air vent. Metallic, lens-like. I pulled the cover off. There was a camera, small, wired, still recording. I freaked out, obviously. Jake saw me holding it when I stormed into the kitchen. He didn't flinch, just raised his hands. "Chill. It's a prank cam, old one. From before you moved in." I asked why it was still recording. He paused. "Must have been an old battery. I'll toss it." He took it from me and dropped it in the trash. But the next morning, it was gone. From then on, I started noticing patterns. Lights flickering at the exact same time each night, 2:47 a.m. My laptop moved slightly on my desk, even though I always closed it. My laundry came back, folded differently. Not how I fold. One night, I came home to find Jake watching TV, but the screen wasn't on a show. It was a live feed of my bedroom. "Dude, what the hell is this?" He laughed nervously. "Relax, just messing with you again. It's a dummy feed. Not even real." But I recognized the sweater on my bed. I had just thrown it there 15 minutes ago. I broke the rule. He was gone one weekend, and I had a bad feeling. So I opened his door. His room looked normal at first, but then I saw the wall. 3 monitors, each showing a different part of the apartment. Kitchen, living room, hallway, and my bedroom. Next to them, labeled drives, dated, cataloged. He had months of recordings, me sleeping, eating, watching TV. I found one labeled August 3rd, The Panic. I clicked it. It was me, running out of the bathroom with the camera in hand. He had recorded the moment I discovered the camera and laughed about it. I waited for him to come back. He walked in, all casual, keys jingling, whistling, until he saw me sitting at the table, the stack of drives in front of me. "You're sick," I said. His smile cracked, just a little. "You went into my room?" No denial, no excuse, just calm. I asked him why. He just shrugged. "Some people collect stamps. I collect moments." Moments. He called my life. Moments. He said it like I was just a project, a character in his personal documentary. "I never touched you. I never hurt you. You were just content." I called the cops. Of course I did. They came, searched, took the drives. Jake was arrested for invasion of privacy. He was out in 48 hours. No felony, just a misdemeanor. The landlord said he had to move out, but not for another week. He has rights too, they told me. So I stayed in a hotel, packed up, moved out 2 days later. But before I left, I checked my email. There was a message from an unknown sender. Subject: "You forgot something." Attached was a video of me sleeping from last night. I hadn't gone back. I hadn't been there. But the footage was perfect. My breathing, my posture, my sheets. Then the camera panned to my face, eyes wide open, staring into the lens, and I smiled, then whispered, "You're not done yet." It ended there. There was no metadata, no trace, just the file. I reported it, changed numbers, moved cities, but I get a new video every month. Sometimes from different angles, sometimes Closer. I tried living without fear, but the footage always finds me. It's always me. Sleeping, eating, showering. Sometimes I'm not even sure if it's actually me anymore, because sometimes in the videos, I blink at the wrong time, or I say things I don't remember. Sometimes I move before the movement starts, like the video is showing what I'm about to do, instead of what I did. The last video I received, it ended with me turning to face the camera, looking dead into it, and whispering, "You shouldn't have opened that door." He left every night at exactly midnight. Didn't matter the weather, didn't matter if he was mid-conversation. He'd just grab his jacket and go. I thought he was just weird until I followed him. And I found out I wasn't living with a roommate. I was living with a collector. It started normal enough. I just moved to the city after college and needed a cheap place fast. Craigslist had a listing, quiet roommate wanted, no parties, rent negotiable. Sounded perfect. I met Liam 2 days later. He was quiet, polite, maybe early 30s, and the apartment was clean, almost too clean. He had one weird rule: don't go in my room, ever. Okay, whatever. Privacy respected. At first, everything was fine. We rarely saw each other. He worked from home, I worked late shifts, but then I started noticing things. It was a Thursday night, around midnight, when I first saw it. Liam walked to the front door, put on his coat, and left. Didn't say a word, didn't come back until dawn. Next night, same thing, and the next. Every single night at 12 a.m. Sharp, he'd leave. No phone, no keys, no explanation, just disappear. Naturally, I got curious. I asked casually one morning, "Hey man, where do you go at night?" He didn't even look up from his coffee. Night walks, helps me think. But that didn't explain the dirt on his shoes, or the weird smell on his jacket, like rust and mold. One morning, I woke up to find the sink full of dark, reddish water, like someone had washed something messy. When I brought it up, he stared at me and smiled. Better than leaving a mess, right? That night, I locked my bedroom door. It wasn't until I borrowed a screwdriver from his tool drawer that I found it. A thick, leather-bound book tucked under the junk drawer in the kitchen. It looked handmade, stitched together like a scrapbook. Inside, photographs, dozens of them. Each one was of someone sleeping, different people, different beds. Every photo had a date and a time scribbled in the corner. Some of them looked recent. Too recent. One of them was me. That's when I knew I had to follow him. I waited until Friday night, midnight. He left like clockwork. I grabbed my hoodie, slipped out behind him, and kept a good distance. He walked for about 30 minutes. Then we reached the edge of town, a part I didn't know well. He turned into an alley, past a rusted chain-link gate, and disappeared behind an abandoned warehouse. I waited. 5 minutes. 10. 15. Then I followed him in. The warehouse was pitch black. The smell hit me first. Rotting wood, old metal, and something else I couldn't place. I used my phone light. The floorboards creaked under every step. Then I saw it. A metal door, heavy, just barely cracked open. I pushed it gently. Inside was a room, not empty. There were beds, 8 of them, each one made Fresh sheets, tags pinned to the pillows, names, ages, dates. Above the beds, hanging from string like trophies, were Polaroids. Each one showed a person sleeping. Each one marked with a red X. I recognized one of the names on a pillow. It was a woman from my building who'd gone missing last year. In the far corner, stacked like filing cabinets, were black plastic crates. I opened the top one. Inside, a small box of belongings, a wallet, a necklace, a torn ID. Each box had a name. Each box matched a photo. And each person had been collected. I opened the next box. It had my name on it. Inside was my toothbrush, my hairbrush, a small cut of my bedsheet, and a note. Collection. Final stage, 12 a.m. Sunday. It was Saturday night. I ran, didn't look back, didn't breathe. Got home, grabbed my laptop and a duffel bag, and ready to get the hell out. But then I realized Liam still had a key. I couldn't just leave. I had to get evidence. I snuck back to his room, my first time. Inside, darkroom lights, a massive wall collage of his collection. Faces, dozens of them. All of them sleeping. Except one photo. One face was awake, eyes wide open, staring directly into the camera. It was me. Behind his closet door, I found a hidden compartment. A duffel bag, inside rope, zip ties, chloroform, a disposable camera, a new name tag, Jared, 11:59 p.m. That's when I heard the front door open. I ran to the living room. Liam stood there, calm, silent. He looked at me, then at the duffel in my hands, and said, "You weren't supposed to find it yet." I backed away. He stepped forward, then smiled. "It's okay, huh? I always collect early." I woke up in my bed, alarms blaring. It was 11:57 p.m. Sunday. Had it been a dream? Number the duffel was still at the foot of my bed. My bedroom door was locked from the outside. I ran to the window. It was nailed shut. I turned around and saw the red light on a camera. It blinked once, then again. Recording, and Liam's voice came through the intercom. "Say goodnight, Jared. You'll look perfect in my gallery." The footage ends abruptly. The final image, a Polaroid taped to a wall. My face, sleeping. Underneath, Jared, 12 a.m.